Tango Miscreants. Time for some more vinyl porn. And just do a few albums for you, okay? So, starting off with this nice Screaming Jay one. And this came out in the 90s, I think it was. Might be the 80s. It says it came out in Denmark. It's not. It was Yopvis's little project that he did. But this has got all the early singles collected, 78s and stuff. It's a really marvellous one. And just a fantastic cover. Now this Screaming Jay one, this Lenny Bruce one is really fantastic triple set. I'll show you what it is. Often people refer to this one as the definitive Lenny. No, I'll show you what it's like. It's amazing, and it's got all little photos inside, loads of text. It's just great. It's a 3 LP set at the Curran Theatre. Oh look, there's Honey there. Let's see Honey. And it's just Lenny at his best. If you really want to check out Lenny where he's really riffing and he's really on one, you know, this is really brilliant. 3 LPs at the Curran Theatre, Curran. Right, a bit of primal rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. I know what you're thinking. Oh God, everyone's got that old one, but no, you see, you haven't got this one because it's a New Zealand copy, so quite nice. It's all been said about that one, isn't it? But a seminal album, I think you'll agree. It's this lovely Lord Buckley one. I love this cover. This is when they were trying to sell Lord Buckley to the hippies because he died in 1960. He didn't really have a chance to reap benefits of all his, you know, dope talk and all that kind of stuff. So they tried to sell him to the hippies, and it worked very well because a lot of people got into him through the 60s LPs, namely the Beatles, of course, Bob Dylan, etc. But that's great, that cover. Here Come the Nares, the group, even named after one of his tracks. The Nazar Blue, wasn't that the Yardbirds did one? Crackerbox Palace, another one George Harrison did, didn't he? Here we go. Nice old Becca one. Love these moody shots. I think Brian was just very photogenic, wasn't he? Up to a certain age, and then he just, you know, was the opposite, wasn't he? Looked dreadful, but in the early days, he's really strutting his stuff, isn't he? David Bailey. David Bailey photo. You know, when you see a photo of that quality, you just think, it's got to be one of those guys, isn't it? Donovan or O'Neill or one of those chaps. Don McCullin, another great he's my favourite, Don McCullin from that era. Nice Don and Dewey. This was a great compilation that came out in 1970, and there'd never been a Don and Dewey LP, so this was really great, and it had all the singles on it. So it was just a really brilliant, really eye-opening compilation for me as a young lad to find this in a store, and you know, what can I say, no turning back. Now this one of Bill, I love this cover. This was taken by Adrian Boot, and if you've got any reggae albums or anything to do with Bob Marley, you've got some Adrian Boot photos, or if you've got anything to do with rock and roll, Adrian Boot's done a lot of stuff. And my mate Vicky, that I used to work with, was his assistant, and he very kindly ran me off 4 different photos from this session, which were hand-coloured by Vicky and signed by Adrian for me, because they knew I was just such a fan which is a really lovely thing to do. I've got them somewhere, treasured they are, I'll tell you. But great, really great. Bill's still on really good form. Really, really going for it. And here we go. That's the Jesus Freaks going by. They come by on a Wednesday. We get Harry Krishnas on Friday, I think it is. But today's Jesus Freaks, and they are really ferocious, my goodness me, you don't want to mess with them. Lovely, look at that. What a great photo. Really nice. Fantastic album, this one. Of course, this is post Belmont's, but a really good solid album. Donna the Prima Donna, of course, but Flim Flam on there, one of my favourite records. And then a bit of reggae. It's the solace and Woolworths, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't it great though, all the Dolly mixtures. Tighten up volume 4. See if you can. It's very hard to see what's written on there really, but you take my word for it. These Trojan albums are all, you know, they're fantastic. And to end with a really, really tremendous cover, it must be said. Someone who was renowned for his covers, but look at this. That really is just wonderful, isn't it? The Duchess with Bo Diddley. There aren't that many where she's on the cover, are there, really? But that, I mean, that could be a Mickey and Sylvia cover, couldn't it? Isn't that wonderful? Bo Diddley and Company. And of course you get to see the wonderful LPs at the bottom on the label. So just lovely, these old Checker albums, aren't they? So you have it, ending with a bit of Bo. And hope you enjoyed that, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with some more books for you next time. Okay.